No country can have sustained economic growth and development and social well-being without due and careful consideration of the environment. The environment is the subject that underpins each and every portfolio: agriculture, health, tourism, industry, water, climate change, and social development.
And it is because of this fact that the government of Jamaica is intensifying its focus on the environment as it seeks to make all Jamaicans resilient and ready for environmental challenges while continuing on the path to sustainable development. This is the primary focus of the Ministry of Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change in fiscal year 2014-2015.
More than any other issue, climate change poses a direct threat to any and all attempts to achieve sustainable development and, by extension, our Vision 2030 goals.
So $27.5 million has been allotted to Jamaica's Climate Change Division from the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center to advance a number of projects this fiscal year.
The agreement will facilitate, among other things, the acquisition of 2 automatic weather stations to enhance the climate data collection capacity of the meteorological services here in Jamaica.
A climate change vulnerability assessment and an adaptation strategy and action plan will also be developed before the financial year ends. Training has also started for government officials who are part of the Climate Change Focal Point Network in the use of the Caribbean Climate Online Risk and Adaptation Tool, Coral software. This will help them to effectively spread the message to their various agencies and departments. The message of climate change is also being intensified in the nation's schools, as students across the island will be equipped with audiovisual toolkits this fiscal year.
It's a comprehensive toolkit, Mr. Speaker, and it will be given to all the schools in the island. I've already spoken to the Minister of Education.
The audiovisual toolkits will be age-specific and given to students at both the primary and secondary levels.
The ownership of land remains an effective means of gaining economic and social independence. As such, my ministry is working assiduously to continue the tradition of securing land ownership and building what we call, Mr. Speaker, the ownership society.
As part of that, the Land Administrative and Management Program, LAMP, has been expanded to a total of 8 parishes and extended by a further 10 years. To achieve its objectives, LAMP 2 is getting a $90 million grant from the Development Bank of Jamaica. The first tranche of $16 million will be disbursed by the end of June, facilitating the delivery of 650 titles. The second tranche of $37 million will be disbursed by the end of August, facilitating the delivery of 675 titles. And the last installment of $37 million will be made by the end of December, facilitating the delivery of another 675 titles. In addition to all this, LAMP is getting $18 million through a grant from the Petra-Carib Development Fund to assist landowners in paying off their land title fees.
LAMP has to date submitted 62 files for processing and is awaiting funding in order to deliver the certificates of title to the beneficiaries at formal ceremonies. We are well on our way to the ownership society.
Plans are also speeding ahead to resolve land issues facing ordinary Jamaicans through a $20 million allocation to fund the operation of adjudication committees across the island.
What we have set up is an adjudication committee to help the ordinary Jamaican to get around this route of title. So it will be constituted by 4 reputable citizens, and they are going to approach that committee, Mr. Speaker, and it will allow them easier access to the registrar of titles.
The committees cover 9 parishes, and it's projected that 4 will be established in St. Elizabeth by June 30, while the others will be established later this year in consultation with members of Parliament. The National Land Agency, NLA, is meanwhile utilizing an online platform to reduce and eventually eliminate the incidence of fraudulent threats to property transactions.
Property Watch is an online subscription service that sends automatic notifications by way of email to registered proprietors when a transaction is lodged against a certificate of title.
Once the notification has been sent to the subscriber, he or she will be given 24 hours to alert the NLA if the transaction is not legitimate. Approximately $2 billion is to be spent by the National Water Commission to improve water supply in the corporate area through the implementation of the 26 Facilities Project. This is part of the Kingston Metropolitan Area Water Supply Improvement Program.
26 water supply facilities in the corporate area that are inefficient and are unable to meet growing demand will be rehabilitated and improved. All constituencies in Kingston and St. Andrew will benefit.
The project is being funded by the Inter-American Development Bank. A number of catchment tanks across the island will also be repaired this fiscal year as part of the rainwater harvesting and catchment tank rehabilitation program.
Under the tank and pump program, all constituencies will benefit, all.
Clarendon, Westmoreland, Manchester, St. Anne and St. Elizabeth communities are to benefit from this exercise, which begins at Your Castle in St. Anne during the first quarter of this financial year. Other long-term plans include the current review of the 2004 water sector policy, with the aim of providing a guide to the provision of universal access to safe, potable water to all Jamaicans by 2020. The ministry is currently consolidating the views from the consultations and expects to take the policy to Cabinet in July. All these are just some of the major projects ahead for the Ministry of Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change as it continues to prepare all Jamaicans for the changing environment ahead.
We agree that teamwork unifies the effort, divides the tasks and multiplies the effect as we work with the common goal of building resilience and ensuring sustainable development.